Facebook Live. Everybody, let's give it up for Facebook Live. We're here in Chattanooga getting ready to get started with Kingdom Downloads. So we welcome you. And you come at the right time. We're getting ready to do our King's Declaration because we truly believe God has originally designed us to be kings. So we make a declaration to really set the atmosphere for what we're about to receive. The first one, as a king, I am designed to reign.
As a king, I am designed to reign.
Come on, one more time. What?
As a king, I am designed to reign.
The next one, as a king, I am full of ideas.
As a king, I am full of ideas.
One more time.
As a king, I am full of ideas.
And the last one, as a king, I create to dominate.
As a king, I create to dominate.
One more time.
As a king, I create to dominate.
Very nice. You may be seated. I like these declarations. As a king, that's what we are. Now, I want you to write this. I want you to write these two scriptures down because, kings, it is important that we understand the times that we're living in. And the first thing we got to understand that the world is waiting on us. Romans 8, verse 19 says, for the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. Verse 22, for we know that the whole creation has been groaning together in the pains of childbirth unto when? Unto when?
Now.
Until now. My friend, the world needs what you have inside of you. Whew, write that down. The world needs what you have inside of you. So that's why we're here getting these principles to help people. So I always think, if somebody's praying right now and you have exactly what they need. You have exactly what they need. So it's important that we understand, my friend, God got us. All right?
Amen.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So your whole mindset should not be thinking, man, I got to go to church so I can get my word, my blessing. My friend, God got you.
That's right.
You are coming here to get wisdom, insight, to be able to make a difference in somebody else's life.
Amen.
Right.
Come on, somebody.
Yes, that's right.
Let's stop being so selfish with what we got. And start learning how to what? Disperse this. I always go to my office through the week at Panera. And the new helpers, they come by and I greet them. I talk to them. My friend, always understand, we have a lot of stuff inside of us. But we got to learn how to get it out. Isn't that right?
Amen.
Right. Lady Tree said, that's Papa over there. That's Papa over there. Oh, I'm working on that though. I'm working on that. Everybody say domination.
Domination.
Let me hear it again.
Domination.
Now, I was researching. Look at these scriptures. Look at these scriptures. They in Daniel. My friend, Daniel. Look at this scripture right here. Daniel chapter 7, verse 18. Let's read it together. Let's read it together. 1, 2, 3. Let's read it together. 1, 2, 3, go.
But the saints of the Most High shall receive the kingdom
And
possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
My friend, you ain't got to be deep on that. Face it. What is that saying right there? What is it saying right there? But the saints of the Most High shall do what? Receive the kingdom and what? Possess the kingdom. How long?
Forever.
Talk to me. How long is that?
It's a long time.
That's why I say some people, when they get to heaven, they're going to be so surprised. when God says, here's the kingdom. And they're going to think, I didn't think this was, I thought I was going to get a mansion. I thought I was going to be walking around asking people how they got over. Oh, if you thought that one was good, look at this one. Daniel 7, verse 27. Let's read that one. 1, 2, 3.
And the kingdom.
I don't hear everybody. I hear Lady Regina. I don't hear everybody. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. What?
And the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey.
Oh, see this? Pastor Wayne, do you see this? And the kingdom and the dominion and the greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven shall be given to who? To the people of the saints of the Most High. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. My friend, if that is not domination, I don't know what it is. My friend, we are here to dominate in the earth. We got to figure out why we're not doing it. We running around the church saying God has given us the city. Come on. Sooner or later, you need to sit down and figure out how to dominate the city. Amen. And that's why we find this information out. I love these two scriptures. So, let's talk about domination. Conquering an existing system to create an atmosphere to reign. That's what domination is. That's what our whole focus is not to dominate people, but dominate the atmosphere. Amen. That's what we do. We dominate the atmosphere. Conquering a what? Existing system to create an atmosphere to do what? Right. Now the word dominate, basically the word dominate means to master a system. Okay. So I'm talking to intelligent kings, am I not? Yes. So intelligent kings, your focus is to figure out, what am I going to master? Okay. What am I going to master? That's our whole focus in the earth. Conquering the existing system to create an atmosphere to reign, to master a system. Now, as I went deeper with this, look at this. I want you to figure out what a system is. So you can understand what a system is, because our whole focus is mastering systems, and this is what a system. Every system starts with a positional standard. A positional standard. These are how systems, and this is what we do in the earth. When you develop a system, you can place that system in any area, and it has the power to conquer whatever was there before. A positional standard, the next thing, there is a process that takes place. Then, there is a predictable outcome. And then, you create a pattern. This is what we do as kings. Wherever we go, this is our whole focus. Positional standard. I know I always love that scripture, Romans 14:17. The kingdom does not come in eating or drinking, but what? Righteousness, peace, and joy. Where? In the Holy Ghost. My friend, that is our positional standard. Everywhere we go, that's what we operate in. Righteousness, peace, and joy. So if that standard is not there before, as soon as we show up, eventually it will become that. Now, please write this down. You always start your system at home. You start your system where?
At home.
It needs to be at home. That's where you started. So these are systems. That's what kings do. They find a field and they establish a system to place in it. And this is what we do. This is what we do. Positional standard, process, predictable outcome, and we create a pattern. When that happens, my friend, who's ever a part of that, they either going to conform or they're going to move out. So that's what we do. All right? Everybody got that?
Yes.
I hear Lady Laura, but I can't hear nobody else. Y'all got it? Yes. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Now, we've been talking about this during this month. What month is it? May. So the month of May, we've been talking about domination. We should dominate the atmosphere. As kings, we are here to dominate wherever God has assigned us. Now, we talked about these are the dimensions of domination. The first one is a dimension of what? Illumination. Basically, that means your presence should be so powerful, you don't even have to say a word. My friend, that's what we need to be doing. You just show up, and your presence, you are illuminating where you, because like I said, this is right here with this dimension of illumination. I like this. Write this down. When you illuminate, it should create curiosity in people. See, that's what you want. You want to be shining so bright that people saying, my goodness, what is it about you? Curiosity. That's what, because when people are curious, or just break it down, when people are nosy, what are they going to do? They're going to do what? Because they want to what?
No.
They want to know. That's what this is. Always exude what you believe. Always let that come out. If you know that you're a king, it should come off like that. If you know that you're full of peace, it should what? It should come off like that.
And before you taught this, I used to get offended when people would stare at me, a little kid staring at me, or be like, why you looking at me? What you looking at? But that was just was it Friday? I was out there, and this little kid just kept staring at me, and then her mother was staring at me. So instead of getting offended, like, what you looking at? Get your kid. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's it, later on. You want to know, don't you?
That's right. Let them look on. You can just slide on your phone. Hey, go ahead and take a picture. My friend, talk to me. This is how we need to be. Matthew 5:14. You are what? The light of what? You're the light of the world. My friend, stop, as she has learned, stop getting offended. And just realize, wait a minute. What I am is going to create curiosity in people.
Yes, that's right.
And I don't need to what? Apologize for that. Be apologizing. Don't apologize. If you look good, you just look good. That's it. There's nothing to apologize for. Praise God. My friend, that's how we do this. The second one is the dimension of impact. The dimension of impact. What is that, my friend? God has infused you with power to be able to set off something that can impact the entire world. Come on, somebody, my friend, do we understand? Still don't think we truly understand what we're all about. See, I think sometimes. So let's talk about this. Can we just discuss something? Mm-hmm. Yes. Can we discuss something? Yes. How do we deal with humility and confidence? Let's talk about that. How can you have both? Because the way the world and religion is set up, you got to have one without the other. If you're going to be humble, you can't come off all confident. So how can we have humility and confidence? I'm just throwing it out there. Don't be waiting to take notes because ain't no slide on this one. How can you have both?
I think about the scripture when Paul was saying, my boast is in the Lord. And so that when I exhibit that confidence, it's not because of me, but it's because of the source that's in me.
That's right.
And Jesus never walked around with his head down like, oh, I'm just Jesus. But he was still humble.
That's right. Excellent. Very good. What else? How can we have both? And y'all can't say what she said. Because, my friend, you got to learn how to operate in both of them. Now, when I look at the word confident, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
I think sometimes you're doing it without even knowing that you're operating in it. For instance, when I was in rehab, I'm like, oh God, I got to do this again, But my therapist says, I just know when you come in here, I ain't doing that, I don't want to do this, But apparently, she saw something that I wasn't trying to portray at the moment. So every time I would go, it's like, I just love working with you.
That's right.
And I didn't even realize that I was, giving her that.
Excellent. Beautiful. Yes, sir.
That's something I've been struggling with for long, but I know my gifts are gift from God. When it comes to coaching, I know that the best there is, but I try to portray that. And I know that it's not because of anything I've done, it's because of what God has put in me to do what He needs me to do through coaching.
That's right.
And I try to, it's hard to come over that without non-Christian knowing I'm not boasting, but I say that.
That's right. I hear you. Yes, yes.
I know, okay, for me being humble and confident, I'm confident in the fact that I know how to work out. But I'm humble enough to know I don't know everything. So I'm always, if you have to have that, you always learn. Because nobody knows everything yet.
That's right.
Probably ever. So
Excellent. I like that. Confidence, you know what you know, but humility says, I'm still learning. Good, good, good.
When I went to D.C. to work this last time, I was confident. They knew I was coming in there to solve a problem, but yet I would still go in if things wasn't getting done. I don't care if it was taking out trash, moving tables, or emptying whatever. I still did it, and they were like, "You don't have to do it." I said, "No, we'll do this together." So you can be confident, and they can respect your position, but you gotta let them know you're still with them.
Excellent, excellent. I like that. I like that. So, I want everybody to write that down. I want you to start thinking about that. God, I need to really understand the balance of confidence and humility. Confidence, I know what I know. Sometimes humility is how you let people know what you know. Because it's a delicate balance, but my friend, you got to have both of them as a king.
I think for me, being in the culture, just staying in there, righteousness, the joy, and the peace, it helps me manage both.
That's right. That's a good word. Good, good. Yes, sir.
And I know you have to have confidence, because if you don't, whatever you're coming against will sense that
Yes.
and
Yes.
take you out.
That's right.
So you have to go in being confident.
Right.
Just like kids, kids know if you really gonna do what you say you're gonna do.
That's right.
They sense it.
That's right. That's right.
So you got to go in there. You got to have some level of, no, this is what I do.
That's it. That's it. Very nice. Excellent. So my friend, this is what, yes ma'am, yes.
When I train my staff, I always tell them, I'm never gonna ask you to do anything that I will not do.
That's right.
And I will model for them whatever it is that we need to do. If we need to get up on that 9 for ladder, you need to pass me a ball. If I need to mop my box for you, watch me, this is how we do it. Whatever it is, I do it to show them that I'm here with you. I'm not, we're gonna do this together.
Excellent. Beautifully. Yes ma'am.
Millie from Australia says service. When she serves others, that's her way of showing confidence with humility.
Excellent. Service. Yeah, just like what she said. I like that. When we serve, my friend, I like being among them, serving, let them know that, hey, we're not above you, but we're among you, my friend. That gets respect. How many of you know that?
Mm-hmm.
You get respect when you come off like that.
That's right.
And when you get respect, my friend, I love it. I love it. All right. So, next dimension. All of these dimensions is teaching us how to dominate in the earth. First, illuminate your presence. Next one, impact, the power. But this one right here, this is the third dimension, the dimension of imagination. Oh, I like this one. I like them all. I like them all. This is the lab where you create. I want all of y'all to know how powerful all of you are. Are y'all ready for this one? We started on it last week. We're going to finish it up. Genesis 1:1 says what? In the beginning, God did what?
Created.
Heavens and earth.
So my friend, we serve a God that is a creator. And we're made how? We're made in his image. Look at the word create. It's a Hebrew word, bara. It means to form, to fashion by shaping. To form, to fashion by shaping. Now my goal today is to teach you how to activate this inside of you. We're creators. But I got to teach you how to develop this and get this inside of you. Now, look at this kingdom inside. Look what it says. If you are not willing to create something, you have to tolerate your present situations. My friend, if you don't create, by default, you will tolerate. I just make it simple, my friend. If you don't tap into creating, all you're going to do is tolerate. Now here is the bad consequences of tolerating. Whatever you eventually tolerate, you will eventually resent. Whatever you end up resenting, you will die with regret. Let me say it again. If you don't know how to create, and if you're not open to creating, you're going to end up tolerating. Whatever you tolerate, you eventually go into what? Resent it. And whatever you resent, you're going to end up dying with regret. One thing you should never do at the end of your life, get the woulda, shoulda, couldas. Huh? Looking back on your life, man, I wish that I would have started that business. Man, I wish that I would have. My friend, I'm a living witness. That's what my dad did. And I looked at his life. He was a good man, but that's what he had. He died with regret. My friend, don't die with regret. Stop being afraid of failing. Write that down. Stop being afraid to fail. Amen. I think that's where we mess up. What are people going to say? People talking about you anyway. So, at least give them something to talk about.
Let's give them something.
So as long as you are in this ministry, I am going to highly encourage you to create. I'm going to encourage you to create. So don't look at me crazy when I come at you. Especially after I talk about this. All right, so let's talk about the process of creating. Here's the process of creating. Everybody, now, this is what I don't want you to hear. I don't want to hear this anymore. I don't want you to say, I'm not a creative person. How many of you used to say that? You ain't saying it no more. I'm going to show you the process of creating. The process of creating. Everything comes first with an idea. An idea is conceived. This is how creating started. When Jesus said, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The first thing he got was an idea. That's the first thing that's going to come. An idea is what? Conceived. Now, the word idea means an inspired what? Thought. What's an idea? Is a what?
Inspired thought.
An inspired thought. That's what an idea is, an inspired thought. Now, check this out. The word inspired means to breathe into. It means to breathe into. Now, go to Genesis chapter 2. Go to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. All right, what does it say?
The Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
So it says, God took man from the dust of the ground, and what did he do?
Breathe.
He did what?
Breathe into his nostrils.
What do we say, an idea? It means it's an inspired thought.
Yes.
So God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living creature. An idea is conceived. Write this down so you'll know where the idea is coming from. Any idea that God gives you is not going to come to your head first. It's not going to come to your head brain. It's going to come first to your heart brain. That's your spirit. Heart brain, your spirit, man. That's where it's going to come. All right? So you can truly say that if you're walking around and you're breathing, all of you are full of ideas. Write that down. Now, let's talk about the mindset. The mindset of, let's realize you're full of ideas versus I don't have any ideas. What's the mindset between those two? I'm full of ideas, I just need to learn how to process and get the right one, or I don't have nothing. I don't have any ideas. What's the mindset?
Expectation versus defeat.
Break it down.
That when you know that you're full of ideas, well, I'm speaking of me, I have an expectation. It's almost a pressure to get them out. But if I start off saying, well, I don't have any ideas, I'm already defeated and just feeling bad about myself, which doesn't help inspire any ideals.
Y'all hear that? So you got to start saying, I'm full of ideas. Everybody, let's say it. Say it. Say what? Say it. Say what?
I'm full of ideas.
Say it again.
I am full of ideas.
All right, look at your neighbor. Remind them.
Neighbor, I am full of ideas.
My friend, that's how you got to come at it.
I'm full of ideas.
You need to wake up every day and get a mindset. Wait a minute, I'm full of ideas. Oh man, I'm well. I am packed full of ideas. Because she said it right there. Because guess what? Because now you got to learn how to put a demand on it.
Absolutely.
Come on, somebody.
Demand on it.
You got to learn how to put a demand on it. Because why? I'm full of ideas. I got to put a demand on it. But when you go around, oh, I don't have any idea. Everything inside of you shuts down. Everything shuts down, my friend. So even if God wanted to pull one out, you just shut the lid on it. So start realizing, wait a minute, I'm what? I'm full of ideas. I'm full of ideas.
And do not tag but on the end of it.
Yeah, get the butt out the way, all right? Get the butt out the way.
It's a moment.
That's what you got to start with. My friend, all the ideas you need for your life is already inside of you. It's already inside of you. All the ideas that you need to really succeed in this earth, where are they lodged? Inside of you. Inside of you. But see, you got to think, they're not here yet. We're going to transfer them up. But they're not here yet. That's why you got to realize, wait a minute. Because you can't think. Because this is what we do. Well, I can't think of an idea. Well, that's the problem. They don't start there first. When you start thinking, man, I can't think of an idea. You won't think of an idea. Your mind is not trained. Look here, your mind is trained to receive ideas, not think of them. Woo! Your mind, your mind is set up to process something it receives. But if you don't give it anything to work with, it can't work with it. So my friend, that's why you got to realize, man, when God revealed this heart brain, your spirit man, that's your brain. That's your ultimate, original brain. That's where it comes from.
And what I find is that when these ideals come, that ideals are not an island, is that when you think of one ideal, there are others that are gonna follow. Oh, I'm sorry.
Already here.
That's what happens when you let the saints talk. Start looking into the other slide.
Inspired.
That's what happens when you're around intelligent kings. So let's do step one. Let's do step one. Everybody say, I'm full of ideas.
I'm full of ideas.
Come on, say it again.
I'm full of ideas.
Everybody pat yourself right there. Everybody say, I'm full of ideas.
I'm full of ideas.
Come on, my friend, that's how you need to talk. That's how you need to understand. I'm full of ideas. So, any situation, any problem that I'm dealing with, hey, I'm what? I'm full of ideas. See, that's what we got to understand. All right? Now, once you got that, now, like we said, you got to put a what? Amen. You got to put some what? Pressure. You got to put some little pressure on it. My friend, that's the only way it's going to come out. You got to put some what? Pressure. You got to put some pressure. I need an idea for this. That's how you phrase it. I need an idea for this. Write that little phrase down. I need an idea for this. There's something about the body when it hears the word need. When you just flip it with it, oh, I would like to have an idea. You're making it optional. When you make it optional, it's not going to work. But when you put a demand, hey, I need an idea to take care of this, my friend, that's when it's going to happen. All right, now, once you got that, it's time to move it. You got to move the idea. Because where did it start? Started in the heart brain. Now realizing you got 40,000 neutrons that moves from this heart brain to the head brain. So you need to tap into them. Now, you got to remember, I forgot to tell you this. The imagination. You're going to move it to the imagination part of yourself. Now, do you know this takes some time? But here's how it flows. Now, when you move it to the imagination, you're going to move it to this lobe, parietal lobe. Everybody say parietal lobe. Parietal lobe, that's the processing part. You see on the little map here, you see the frontal lobe, parietal, occipital, and temporal. These are your 4 dimensions of the brain. So when you get an idea, you need to start focusing it on right there. That's where you're going to process it. Now, how do you process it? This is how you process. When you get an idea, first thing to do is don't shoot it. That's the first thing we start doing. You get an idea about a book, and then you immediately, pow! I can't write. Who's gonna buy it? See, you shoot it. That's what you gotta stop doing. That's what you gotta stop doing. You gotta stop shooting the idea. Everybody, let's confess. Let's confess right now. Y'all in the church, let's confess. Everybody say, I confess.
I confess.
I have shot a lot of ideas.
I have shot a lot of ideas.
I repent.
I repent.
And I will start today.
Today.
Not shooting my ideas.
Not shooting my ideas.
Because y'all know we do. I've done it too. I've done it too. But we gotta stop that. Because see, you're trying to analyze too fast. You're trying to analyze it too fast. You get an idea about starting a company and then you start analyzing everything. You're not ready to analyze. You ain't ready to analyze it yet. That's gonna come. But you first got to just let it get up there. Pow, pow, we start shooting and trying to get up. Get off me. We don't even let it get up there. We're like, pow, pow, pow. Because you know what the real thing is? We're scared of ideas. Somehow we're afraid of them. Friend, let it. It knows your body is designed to know what it needs to do. But you gotta let it do what it needs to do. So that's the first thing. You gotta do what? When it starts coming up, when you bring it up, first thing you gotta do is what? Don't shoot it. Don't shoot it. The next thing you gotta ask is this. Is this the right season? This is how you process it. So the biggest thing you gotta do when an idea comes, go ahead and write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Don't ever leave an idea to your memory bank. It doesn't know what to do with it. And if it doesn't know what to do with it, it's going to lose it. That's why you need to get a notepad and write down your ideas. Don't say, man, that's a great idea. I'm going to remember it. Your brain ain't smart enough to do that. Because your brain said, well, I didn't come up with it. I don't know if it's So don't try to remember it. What? Write it down. Don't shoot it. What do you ask?
It's the right season.
Is this the right season? So that's for you kind of examine. Is this the right season for that? If it is, you move in one angle. If it's not, you've written it down. The next thing you got to do, I love this. I didn't put it there. 2 things in processing. First, you got to ask a question, and then you got to make exclamation. First, you got to say, what? Is this the right season? Did I say, can I do it or not? Did I say that?
No.
What did I say?
It's the right season.
So if the idea came to you, basically you are the one nominated to do it. Stop giving all of your ideas away. Huh? That's a personal note right there. So you ask the question, is it the right season? And I'll teach you later how do you determine whether it's the right season. Well, I'll do some right now. That's why, partners, it's always important to stay reflective at all times. That's why it's always important to stay reflective, because when an idea comes to you, by you being reflective, 9 times out of 10, when an idea comes, pretty much a season is getting ready to end. So you can utilize now this new season for you to create this idea that just came to you. But if you don't stay reflective, an idea come and you so busy, what are you going to say? I can't write no book. I ain't got, look at my time. See, that's your problem. Because maybe God is saying, the reason I'm giving you this new idea, because it's time for you to let go of some of this other stuff you do. But see, we don't stay reflective. See, that's why you should always, I'm spending time now looking at my life and looking at different things. And God already saying, David, some of these things you've been doing, it's time to let those go. Because sometimes God is saying, I want to give you a great idea, but your plate is already full. So I'm going to just wait. So you got to stay reflective. That's why in this ministry we always told you to what? Stay how? Productive. And not what? Busy. Because people that are busy very seldom get ideas. People that are busy seldom get new ideas. They play this too full. But people that are productive, they have opportunities to get ideas. My friend, that's what we got to get to. That's why I share. Stay productive. Focus on what's urgent and what's important. Know the difference. God wants to flood us and bring up ideas inside of us. But my friend, he's already looking at your plate. And if your plate is busy, then the idea will just stay. So my friend, we got to get this right. So when that idea comes to you, you bring it up and start meditating in your imagination. What do we say first? Don't do what? Don't shoot it for you. It's like, I don't see how I can do that. Okay. You don't do that. Don't do that. Just ask, is it the right season? But then at the end, say what? Believe what?
It's possible.
Believe it's possible. The Bible says, if you can believe, all things are possible to him that believes. My friend, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to start processing. It is possible. Yes. Everybody say it is possible.
It is possible.
Everybody say, whatever idea that I get,
Whatever idea I get,
it is possible.
it is possible.
Come on, somebody. Now, once you do that, oh, I got to tell you this. I like this part. See, let me tell you how the world has trained us. Look how the world has trained us. The world has trained us to go to the occipital to see it, and then we go to the parietal to process it.
Right.
See, that's what the world says. The world, like we said, with your finances, you look in your wallet and you see that you do not have anything green in it. So you see it, and then you process what? I don't have any money. I don't have any money. See, don't do it this way. Because that's the way the world teaches us. We do it this way. Kings, created kings, they flow down. See? Let's go back up here. See, this one says you see it, then you go up and process it. You don't do it that way. What you do is you process it first, and then you see what you just processed. So you process it first. So basically all this is saying is we walk by faith, not by what? What is faith? Faith is processing something you don't see. Faith is what? I'm processing. I'm aware of what I see, but I'm processing what I believe that I'm going to see. Yeah, come on, somebody. Your brain can be trained to live like this. I'm aware of my situation, but I process by his stripes. I am what? Healed. I'm not in denial of what I see, but I choose to process to determine what I want to see. That's how God did it. In Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis 1:2 said the earth was what? Formless, void, and dark. So he processed it, and then he said what? Let there be light. Let there be light. You see that? He processed it first. I'm aware that it's dark, empty, and void. But I'm getting ready to say what I'm expecting to see. Let there be light. My friend, that's how we operate. That's how we operate. So change your language. Now, once you got it in the parietal, you processing it, now you got to send it to the occipital lobe. And how are you going to do that? Because that's where your vision. You process your vision. You visualize what you've just processed. I like that. Write that down. You visualize what you just processed, not what you see. So, look at this. I love this. I love this. The head country said, an idea are seen in pieces. The whole idea is not going to come all at once. You're not ready for that. So ideas come how? In pieces. They come in pieces. Now look at this. The first piece is called a concept. That's the first thing. So when an idea comes, you process it and you start seeing how is it going to come? In pieces. Now, let's say you get an idea to write a book. You get that idea. What do you do with it? Process it. What do you don't do? What's the next thing? You say, right season. And then you say, it's what? It is possible. And then you start what? Visualizing it. So the first piece of information is the concept of a what? Book. Are you going to have the titles, chapters, forward? Are you going to have all that? No. You ain't going to have all of that. So you only going to have the concept of what the idea is. Now, check this out. Depending on how you strongly believe in the first piece will determine getting the next pieces. Woo. Depending on how you receive the concept will determine how many other pieces you get. Because if you don't believe that you're going to write a book, why would God give you the title of the book? The color of the book? Why would God give you all of that when you don't even believe you can write one? So you got to realize this. Depending on how you believe the first one will determine how many pieces you get. I don't know about y'all, but I like this. It's going to come in pieces. So you got to strongly believe, all right, it is possible for me to write a book. And you believe that? Then guess what? Other pieces will start coming. That's how this works, my friend. That's how this works. All right, so we got all this. All right, now, process of creating. Idea. Go to the imagination. Two parts of the imagination, parietal and occipital. Now, the last part is to initiate and implement. Is to initiate and implement. Ooh, I gotta hurry up. Now, once that idea is conceived inside of you, once it's inside of you, guess what you got to do? Come on, somebody. What do you got to do? Push it out. Well, you got to push it out now. You got to push it out. Am I making it plain?
Yes.
Once you get that idea inside of you now, it's time to what? Push. Everybody say, push it out.
Push it out.
Now, this is how you push out an idea. The first thing you better have is you better find a partner. Every idea, you need somebody to help you push it. I love what Lady Laura, a midwife. You need somebody that can help you push. Look at that brother. Now, I had to learn. My wife was freaking out, like, are you the right partner for me to push out this baby? Because I couldn't get that hee-hee-ha. I couldn't get all of that together. I couldn't get that hee-hee. I couldn't get it. Dwight, I couldn't get it. You're like, you need to go back to Lamont's class and get this hee-hee stuff out. You ain't helping me. Praise God, Ben is here. Praise God. You need somebody. Now, be selective who you choose. Be very selective, because you don't need somebody that can end up aborting or stealing your idea. That's why it's important for you to find, that's why it's just healthy just to have good people around you, all just around you, huh? So when you get impregnant with an idea, you already got healthy people that's going to what? Celebrate you instead of like, oh yeah, come on, bring it out so I can take it.
Idea traffickers. My goodness.
That's why it's always good to surround yourself with good people. Huh? Always surround yourself with good people so they can help you. So always find somebody that can help you push this idea out. The next thing is you're going to have to unlock your potential. this power that's inside of you. Now, why is this important? Because, my friend, you got so many things you're going to have to push through. Doubt, unbelief. What are some other things you fear? What are some other things you're going to have to push through? Lack. Scarcity mindset. Naysayers. You got a lot of stuff you're going to have to protect that idea and push it on through despite all of these negative things around you. Huh? That's why you're going to need that power of your potential, that partner to help push that thing on out. Because, my friend, you're going to need that to get it on out. The next thing you're going to have to do is you got to understand there are steps you got to walk out. Going back to the book, you don't believe you want to write a book, you believe it's possible. Now there are what? Steps to take. You got to learn the steps. And see, this is how, write this down. You always think this way. You always think just like Stephen Covey said, begin with the end in mind and just work backwards. I want to write a book. Here's potential date I want to launch it. Now I got to work backwards. What's step 1 do I need to do? What's step 2? What's step 3? My friend, that's how you do ideas. Know where you're trying to end up and work backwards. Anything you want to do works like that. You got to understand the steps. You got to learn how. And see, that's why you need that partner to hold you accountable. Do not trust yourself to deliver your own idea. Don't trust yourself. Have some accountability. Hold me accountable, all right? If I'm supposed to have 4 chapters written by this certain time, I need somebody to what? Hold me accountable. Because we will let ourselves off the hook quicker than anything.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm being smacked.
You got to follow the steps. Follow the steps. Then, H, you got to harness it by mastering it. You got to harness this thing by mastering it, my friend. This is how you push out an idea. You got to harness that thing. You got to guard it. You got to guide it. And you got to master it. Any idea you have, my friend, this is how to get this thing taken care of. Now, why are we putting ideas out on the earth in the first place? It's because ideas, that's how things start. Ideas, write this down as we finish. Ideas are like seeds. You keep producing enough ideas in the earth when they start growing. That's why Matthew 13, 31 and 32. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who took and sowed seeds in a field. That seed seems insignificant, but when it is grown, it becomes a tree so all the birds can nest in it. Look at this. We wrote the book. It starts with me. Came from what? An idea. Did it not?
Yeah.
Came from an idea. Now, as of today, that one seed is in 26 states. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. I hate to say it, this side sounded better than this side. Let's do it again. One idea is in 26 states. When did we birth the book?
September.
Of last year?
Yeah.
Well, the idea came like in about maybe July, August, and then it actually was published in September.
September of last year. September of last year, now, today, that book is in 26 states. One idea is impacting 26 states. Do y'all see this? It all started with an idea. Thank God we didn't shoot it. Thank God we didn't shoot it. And we went through the process. Did it have steps in it? Did it have deadlines in it? Come on, somebody.
Yes, we did.
And we did it. Praise God. Come on, man. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. So, partners, I need you to study this. We're getting ready to move into another focus next month. We concluded domination. So just open your hearts and minds to receive where we're going, my friend. This whole year is the focus of getting what we need so that we can truly impact and influence the entire world.